Distinguished senators, members of Congress, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you for coming here today. As the leaders of this great nation, you possess the responsibility of guiding this country and world into the next millennium. The promise of a peaceful and prosperous future depends directly upon the collective actions we take today. As we all know, our world today is not a world of peace and happiness, but a world of conflict and despair. We are confronted with the breakdown of our families and the moral decline of our society. We debate the issues over and over again and yet find no solutions. Why is this? This is because a true solution must include God and deal with the root of the problem and not just the symptoms. To find this root, we must first understand God's purpose of creation and realize how far we are from that original ideal. God's purpose in creating the world was to experience true love. God created the first human ancestors, known as Adam and Eve, so that they would perfect themselves through true love and true parents, establish a perfect family of true love, true life, and true lineage. If God's ideal of true love had been realized in Adam's family, there would have been no need for a Messiah. This first family would have served as the blueprint for all families and would have expanded throughout all of history to the clan, nation, and world. This would have been the world of true love, the kingdom of heaven on earth. Tragically, this ideal was never realized. The Bible teaches that the fall of man involves the loss of Adam's entire family. First, the position of true parents was lost when Adam and Eve became false parents based on false and self-centered love with Satan. Second, the position of true children was lost as well when Cain murdered Abel. Because the first family became a role model for all-centered love and multiplied evil rather than goodness, they passed on false life and false lineage to their descendants, and a false world came into being. Thus, God's work of salvation had to begin. God needed a man and a woman representing Adam and Eve to be restored as true parents centered on God's true love, so that the true family could be formed according to his original plan. To restore the original family, God works to reverse the course of the fall of man to reclaim first the positions of true children through the unity of Cain and Abel, and second, the positions of true mother and true father. This pattern of reconciliation of Cain and Abel as the foundation for restoring the true parents has been God's consistent formula throughout the history of restoration. After the fall, God separated the fallen humankind into the two brotherly sides of Cain, symbolizing Satan, and Abel, symbolizing God, to work out the hatred resulting from the fall. When Cain strikes Abel, God's strategy is for Abel to endure with love and then embrace Cain and recover the lost blessing. Accomplishing this means that God's side has prevailed over Satan and the position of God has been restored. Following this formula, men and women of God have greatly suffered, and the religion at the forefront of God's providence has consistently received Satan's most severe persecution. Ladies and gentlemen, because illicit, self-centered love invaded the first family, selfishness and greed have continued to dominate human history. God's work of restoration begins at the individual level. Knowing this, Satan also focuses his efforts on the individual level. This is why self-centered individualism has become the dominant way of life in these last days. People feel increasingly alienated from those around them and bear little sense of responsibility for the well-being of their country, society, or even their own families. Rising divorce statistics indicate that husbands and wives feel little responsibility toward their marriages. Parents do not take proper responsibility for their children, and individuals devoid of any sense of human dignity fail even to take responsibility for themselves.